Got me some more of this. But I use something to say. What I had. Oh shit. I'm going through changes. Some old beats. I'm about to do. Pomegranate juice. Oh. Mm. Mm. Ah. Yeah. Well, nope. Mm. 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 Oh, that's like a little piece of paper. This. And then. Mm. Mm. Okay, I'll put this right here for now. Oh. Yeah, it's from today. So I'm alive. I'm just kind of taking care of myself right now. And one thing I have to say, legally, everywhere, having food is important. Now, while people out here talking about all this other stuff and saying and doing all kinds of things, it's law for people to have at least one meal a day. People think a plate of food is a meal. That is not a meal. That is a plate of food. A meal is specific amounts of nourishment to hydrate the body. These are my words. I'm saying that whoever made the words and put them together and then taught me how to say some of these words and they're mad because I put them together, however I put them together, that is another problem. But a meal has courses. The way these people have adapted these different places, different restaurants, all these different, you go to a restaurant, you put some food on the table or whatever, and it's just like, that's the amount of food that you're paying for. When you start adding up how much it costs to really eat out in one sitting, it is important. This is why so many places just give out, those manufactured noodles and, a whole bunch of unlimited breads and all these things to fill the body. You're really getting just a small portion, just a handful of food. And the body takes enough to saturate. I know it. I'm out here paying attention to myself, literally studying myself, literally in a relationship with myself, focus on myself, caring for myself, self-preservation, self-care, self-help, all of that, whatever it is. Ain't no necessarily help, but this is really serious. And the fundamentals of life and all that stuff, it has its place too. And the reason why I say all that, because it doesn't matter. I still have enough food, still know that my body is in need of more food. I have to build more blood. My blood has been drained out of my body, going into places not even knowing what they're really doing to me. People, I'm not getting a losing bunch of blood in childbirth, not getting it back. 2 times. And for me, I don't necessarily want to say like losing blood, but yeah, man, it's so serious. People are studying, researching, putting their stuff out there, but I would say I would have to think. This is what makes me amazing in what I do. If I was in a class, if I was in school now, I would do my schoolwork, my coursework on a whole nother level. I would really, and that's why when I was in school before, they were messing around with my books and stuff like that, didn't give me the right book for the class, I would still get my work done with my own information. And that was hard for a lot of people to handle. But also it was times where I was not given information that they were looking for, and I was using some of the textbook information. So it was times during when I was just in school that I was using the textbook, but also when I didn't have a book to use, I was able to use mine, or I was able to answer and be able to participate in my own education. But somebody needs to challenge these things. And they're not necessarily just a protest. They're not necessarily just, all that stuff. It's really letting someone know. And so many people are fighting because they're not doing the paperwork. I see it right now. You know, I have cases in court. These people aren't even really doing the work. They're copying and pasting everything. Can't find it because it's a school to prison pipeline. So many people strung out. So many people taking, and they just wonder why people just want to trash and just throw so many people in the trash. And they just letting people steady come and just do all kinds of stuff and take advantage of their bodies. And people are going into these things not knowing that they pose a risk. You cannot, I cannot give my life to nobody or give myself to somebody's body and give myself to somebody and let them do whatever they want to do with my body and make these choices that could literally take me away from me. I can't dedicate myself. I never understood this before. And this is about growing up. And it's a fight out here. And I refuse to die. There's so many people that just sit out there. I just seen this is a soldier saying, you know, he was just so glad that he had his life. And others didn't make it. And he's now living his life for himself and the ones that didn't make it. And he doesn't have parts of his body that he has once had. But he's still choosing to live his life for himself and live his life for other people that he see that are no longer around. Man, that's some serious stuff. And it takes a lot of character. And it takes a lot of education. And it takes some acceptance. When someone puts themselves in a position to carry through that sort of responsibility and participation, but yet and still, there's still poverty. There's still people out here, veterans don't even hardly have a good place to stay, or, you know what I'm saying, they don't even really get what they're supposed to have or whatever the situation is. And I just cannot get what is the use of somebody getting an American flag after they pass away. What does that mean? Is it now a sign of freedom? What is left behind? What is that a token of? What is that a ticket to? And a lot of people swear to confidentiality and things like that. And these things are important. When people get into all kinds of stuff and not even knowing what it is, and that's because people have responsibilities and people want to live and make it, but it's a tough thing out here, and a lot of people have adapted to different things. In jail, there's a section where it's like for religions and stuff, and one of those religions is like, and I try to read it, I say, I don't want these people trying to believe I'm in a religion. I don't know about it. They try to take my life from me or something like that, according to what I'm reading up in here. I cannot afford it. I can't do it. But it's just an adaptation of United States of America, how they choose with like perhaps a food pyramid. And these things are significantly important. But somebody came up with this food pyramid, you know, just like a triangle. And in each one, it has a definition. Now, I don't know what someone is going to do and to find what amount of protein in that weighs. If, like me, I eat plants, you know, and then I look at it like, okay, well, what is that supposed to mean? But how would I know how much protein that I'm not getting in a specific situation? But it does not tell how much the people are supposed to have, because they couldn't possibly say that because of the different sizes. But that's just as well if someone goes to a carnival, right? They say you have to be this tall or this tall to be able to get on this ride. You know what I'm saying? It just really depends. But the fact of the matter is, as I already said, it is a price to pay to eat out. You have to pay that money. And this is why when someone goes into a restaurant, people can't tell them exactly how long to stay or whatever. You don't know what people are involved in. And these restaurants get carried away. They start rushing. And they just, man, so many lawsuits and different things like that I have to file. I was just saying it to myself earlier. Telling you, man, please. If somebody is real in a situation, you're gonna know. And it just really depends. And people aren't really teaching. They're just gathering, accumulating representation. And they're just putting things aside. And the rainy day is now. And it's going to be more rainy days. So, and not only rain, it's going to be a whole lot of things. I like to have fun in the sun. And so these things always matter, of course. But my goodness, it's important though. I want to live my life for me. I have to live my life. And it's really good for me to understand and be able to say these things aloud for people can understand. I can keep it all to myself, but I don't want to because, first of all, I'm alive, I'm proving that I have sense. But then it's also important to document it for others to see. This is about me and this is what I find for myself. You know. And it's not an idea for someone else to live their life, but it's just to tell and to say information. And it's so important even just listening to the different cultures of what goes on with being black and all. And I just choose to be a black person. And I'm black, but I also choose, you know what I'm saying? But I don't choose all of the stuff to allow people to do whatever they're doing. But I'm saying right now, this is a serious thing. And a lot of these things I've been charged with negligence. I've been doing some reading today. The things they've been saying about me, negligence and all those are serious offenses in Christianity, negligence and all that stuff. They're putting serious charges out on me so that anybody that got the real education would sign off to have me to quit and for me to be severely prosecuted. And these are things that I'm not even doing. But what they're putting out there on my name are serious, very serious. And they look small. They look real small, of course, right? Because they cannot prove it. But that is just to, I suppose, the naked eye. So I'm learning. And this is why they hurry up and they rush everything through as well. And they say, well, get an attorney, get a lawyer, study, you know what I'm saying? Understand this and that. But you shouldn't be taking advantage in the situation. And I should be holding myself accountable and being responsible enough to read and understand. But then what about the school to prison pipeline? or not knowing, and a different translation, and my motivation, and the things that has happened for me to be kidnapped or wrongly accused, the false imprisonment, the malicious statements, and all of those things. It's a severe problem. And so I just continue to put forth the effort to live my own life and understand. But I'm going through some serious stuff right now. But I'm so happy with who I am. I'm so proud of myself. And I have confidence in myself. I'm attracted to myself. I want myself so much. I'm so just, man. And you know what else? I'm sexy to myself. That means I'm involved with myself in a way that I can see my growth from the inside out. Like I can feel it where I'm just, my juices are tremendously flowing, where I understand that I want myself. I don't know how to explain it, but maybe if if I see someone with a nice look like they have a nice shape of their body and stuff like that, it shows, capabilities and strength, of course, the ability to sweat and build muscle, that is attractive. But out here starving and being hungry and stuff, man, it's something else. And to understand that I'm in a food desert, it gives me the reassurance just to continue to live my life. I just have to have that reassurance to continue to live my life and don't worry about it, make it through, because I'm going to eat and I'm going to live my life. So I just want to just bring that up right now, because I was looking at my lips. I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm hungry today though. And I really don't I have some oatmeal. And I have some onions, some carrots, and some jalapenos, a little spinach up in here, with some vinegar and all that. But these are things, cleansing properties as well, and so I'm fine though. I'm gonna make it. Continue. I have to continue to live my life. Oh shit. I'll just put this water in here when I make some oatmeal though later. I'm not using it now. I just want to open it so I can get the ice soda. I know I have to get more food. But today I'm just kind of just really just taking care of myself, of course, in just a different way, just kind of lying down and not too much sleep, of course. I don't like the definition of sleep, but kind of some vitalization, some. And to just believe what somebody tells me just so that they can take my body and control my body and stuff like that. I don't appreciate it. I don't appreciate that either. Like, oh, you have awful hair, you know, telling me like to let them like cut my hair just so that they can make a wig for themselves or some shit, something like that. A lot of people not gonna waste their time. I appreciate my hair. This is my hair. My life. Oh, my. I'm gonna come on some other time on a live video, of course. So I'm here. I'm Jasmine Renee Davis. It is 5:53 p.m. and it's Monday, May 26, 2025. I'm in the United States of America. And I'm right here where I am. I'm Jasmine Renee Davis. If someone has some questions, I could be emailed at jasminereneedavis.law@hotmail.com pertaining to this video or other questions. I'm here though. If there's just some kind of issue, whatever, I'm here. I have other email addresses as well. But I'm definitely here. I'm alive. I'm happy to be alive. I'm happy to be here. And I know that things are happening all over the place. It's just an important thing. You know what? Some people are in some heavy competition because of the way that things are said. You know, and whose ever language and what people have learned. They say they're the rulers of the world. They want everything. Why don't you start with yourself first? You know what I'm saying? Everyone wants to be in control over everything and rule people accordingly. One thing is the problem is nutrition. There are stories out there where people would store up their food and they would have all these things, and for years and years and years they didn't have food, but they were able to put away enough to make it through, and enough. There was no food being made, but they had stuff to sustain themselves, man. Through whatever happens, that's a lesson that people need to realize, instead of trying to spend up every dime you get, or get some because it's going to be worth money someday. Money is going to be worth money someday. But what I learned today, make some points here. Again, I'm black. I already talk about, they say, okay, blacks in America are just automatically African Americans, and that's all they really put out there for anybody that's black. It's a tough situation. They try to say like, solar is a Latin word. Now, this is just some stuff that I've been reading today and listening to. And then, I studied on some law stuff or whatever, read some law stuff or whatever too. But they talk about how money used to be, and it started off, people would make stuff in barter, where they would say, here's a loaf of bread that is made for a pair of shoes, or something like that, right? Somebody came along and they had an argument or some discussion, saying, no, well, that's not fair. I mean, how are you, if that's what they're, and say, I'm putting in more work for this or that. Well, I don't have this or that. You don't want to do business with me? Fine. So they came up with the money system and coins and stuff like that too, right? And the coins, money was nearly politicized itself. So they said Asian people came along and created the paper dollar. They said it was too heavy carried around. Okay, now wouldn't you want to build your muscle? You see what I'm saying? People aren't grasping. This is just a specific amount of people. This is something that is supposed to happen in the United States of America or wherever. I don't know. It's supposed to all over the world. But check this out. They say it was just too much, so they say they create out of cotton and linen. Paper money. And they just start printing it out or whatever. And it has so much less value for people to sit around here and carry around coins of copper and copper. So interested in copper. I am interested in copper. I want to know more about copper. The penny. I want to know more about the penny. The penny costs more to make than the penny costs more to make than it is worth. And the people say, get rid of the penny. Penny not leaving. And it had me to think about myself. I cannot allow myself to be shorted. I can't. I have to allow myself the continual ability to just know where I am at in my situation. I'm a long way from home, man. And I understand that. And I'm not dying. And I have to be careful when I say things like immortal. Because I don't know exactly where that's coming from, too, now. I be careful. But I can say that I am not dying. And I don't want to die. And I don't believe that I have to die. But I have to understand knowledge is important. And these are some things that have been just tremendously important. And just look at how I've been such a threat to people. And I don't know. This place is called Timbuktu. It's for black people. Gets all kind of manuscripts and information and knowledge. And I don't know much about all this stuff. But you know what I know? I'm Jasmine Renee Davis. And I want to continue to live my life and to have control over myself. And it's in a report that I could not control my emotions because I was crying. Same man gonna tell this judge, a lawyer, to put me on medication and have a substance to motherfucker control me. How is that controlling me? My tears are me. Make that shit make sense. It's contradicting itself. You're going to tell somebody that who you believe did not spend time studying nothing but only the law, so people have to be, naive or gullible or lack knowledge and wisdom? Why they sitting out here trying to, you know what I'm saying, call me incompetent? They playing each other. Oh, yes, they are. And it's a serious situation. I see how they play the fuck. Man, them people play the fuck out of them judges. Because they know they don't always get all the information. But them judges know when people bring in that paperwork and file that paperwork, they know how much time somebody may or may not have. And so they work against people too. Not all of them. But fashion, literature, energy, power is so important. Just me being a representation of myself. I see how people just empower one another through hair braiding. And in this case, they tried to have me for a negligence case. And they wrote on there that I cannot tell my daughter to keep her hair braided. These people are literally trying to take everything they can away from whoever. Any signs, any signals, whatever the situation is, they want to remove and delete any message whatsoever. And, you know, they're so busy studying someone else and they don't even know that they're accusing somebody of something that they may not even be doing. And that's why people have to continue to be careful and just accept themselves as who they are and try to be as original as possible. It's so important anyway. So I'm going to live my life. I'm going to live my life. If I want to braid my hair, I can braid my hair. If I want to do whatever to my hair, I can be natural as I want to be. So I'm living. And I am myself. I plan to come on some other time with a live video soon. But later, of course, I am Jasmine Davis. I just put the date on here. Mm-mm. really serious about this law thing right now because it's a lot of problems that I have. It's all about some stuff about it. Oh, so that's where I'm at on some of this stuff. I'm here taking care of myself. Okay, so I'm out here, and of course. Ooh.